Good evening, and thank you for coming out to tonight for our monthly Homeowners Association meeting for the Wingate Farms neighborhood. My name is David Eddy, and your fellow board members have asked me to come out tonight and speak to you all on energy conservation. So, tonight I will give some quick background information on ways to conserve energy and ways to help the environment in the process. First, let's talk about why energy conservation is important. Well, we all here are in our mid-30s to mid-50s. We all have kids or grandkids to think about. I know for me personally, I try to install energy conservation into my daughter who is 3. It is never too early to begin to talk to our youth about the importance of energy conservation. As some of you may know, we have 2 types of energy resources, renewable and non-renewable. Well, one day it is quite possible that we will run out of our non-renewable resources, or we may damage our planet when trying to harvest more resources and make it worse than we already have. Well, speaking of non-renewable and renewable resources, let's talk a little bit about both of those. First, renewable resources versus non-renewable resources. Basically what that means is renewable resources means it's renewable naturally in the environment. Say for instance water. Water, when it rains, it's a renewable resource. A type of non-renewable resource, which means once it's depleted in the United States, a different continent, anywhere in the world, that means it's gone. Once it's gone, it's gone. For instance, oil, natural gas are types of non-renewable resources. Many times we have to dig off the coast of the Gulf to get oil. Pretty soon, once that's gone, we might have to harvest in different places off the coast, and of course we all know what happens with that. With the oil spills like the BP that happened a few years back, the Exxon Valdez that spilled, I think, millions and millions of gallons of oil off the coast of Alaska, which that took almost a year to clean up, and the environment's still not 100% in the bay where it was spilled. Have all your loss of life forms like your plants, your fish, your birds, and your mammals. They suffered tremendously during that oil spill. Excuse me. Well, what I'm mainly here to talk to you about is methods we can use to conserve and help the environment personally. Because, you know, each member here is personally responsible to help conserve energy and help the environment in the same process. But you may ask yourself, well, how can I possibly do that? I'm just one person. Well, for starters, gasoline and oil, as I just said, are major parts of non-renewable resources on our planet Earth. And as I came in tonight, I was looking around the parking lot, and I noticed there were only 2 vehicles that were environmental friendly. The rest of them were, of course, all high emissions producing vehicles. Many trucks and SUVs and even regular cars are out in the parking lot that produce high emissions. That's, of course, dangerous to our atmosphere and our ozone, and it uses up a lot of resources in the same time, too. Just your gasoline or your diesel and just all the oil we have to do for the oil changes in our cars takes up a lot of resources that we are running out of. So if we decide to drive more environmental friendly vehicles, we could significantly help the environment pretty much instantly. Not to mention the added benefits of the lower cost per mile when driving down the road. The second method that I bet some of you already do is by the Energy Star brand appliances. You can find Energy Star appliances just by looking for the blue star inside the blue box. It's on most appliances nowadays, because these companies are given incentives by the government to produce these appliances that don't drain as much energy and resources as our old appliances did. Like I said, these appliances will significantly cut back on the electricity you use in your home. Energy Star also makes light bulbs like these that are LEDs actually, and they produce this bright white light in your home, but for a fraction of the wattage and the power that a traditional light bulb will use. The problem with some of these, like the light bulbs and the appliances, is they're usually more expensive than the older stuff at first. But in the long run, they really pay off. And of course, as time goes on, usually these things lower in price.